Hey guys, this is Kelsey Catlett and Evelyn Greavy here on Chief TV. Today we are going to be talking about all the clubs and sports here at Kickapoo High School and what you could be joining. So, Evelyn, what clubs are you involved in, and could you tell us a little bit more about each club?
I'm a freshman and am involved in softball, which was really fun this year. We didn't go as far as we wanted to, but I think we'll do really great next year. I'm involved in Youth Alive, orchestra, and will be involved in track. And in track, I plan to be doing pole vault for my first year in high school. I did it last year, but we'll see how it goes this year.
Wow, I feel like you're involved in so many clubs and sports just as a freshman.
What kind of clubs do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a junior and I'm involved in FCA, Youth Alive, Chief Mentors, Kickapoo U, French Club, and tennis. I'm also going to be a manager for the boys tennis season this spring.
That's so cool. I can see that as a junior you have become much more involved than I have as a freshman. I wish I had more information when I came about clubs. Can you tell me more about the clubs that you are involved in?
Yeah, for sure. So for Youth Alive, we meet Thursdays after school, and it's a student-led by students from Kickapoo. So there's 4 people that are in charge of Youth Alive, and they just lead it. And we have devotions and Bible studies together, and have a fun time of fellowship. For FCA, it's kind of the same thing, but just on Monday mornings. And one of the students teaches a devotion, and we pray over each other before the week starts. And it's a really great just way to start your week. For Chief Mentors, it's a club only juniors and seniors can do, and you have to apply for it. And as a Chief Mentor, we sign up for tutor students. We tutor students during PLT and then help them with their work. We also just help out around the school. You also get to pick your parking spot before anyone else, and you get to leave 5 minutes early to beat the Kickapoo parking lot traffic. So it's just a motivation to be in Chief Mentors. And then for tennis, was on varsity this year, and it's just a really great opportunity to spend time with your friends and the coaches and just the JV outside of school.
Wow, that's so cool. I want to become a chief mentor. I can say that Youth Alive is a good club and everyone is very welcoming. So far, everyone that is listening, we are going to list a bunch of sports and clubs that you can join here at Kickapoo. Kelsey, do you want to start us off with some clubs?
Yeah. Clubs that I wish I could join are Pay It Forward, Key Club, and Care Team. Pay It Forward is a club where you pay it back by helping out your school and spreading encouraging notes throughout the school. I was actually in Pay It Forward as a freshman, but then when COVID hit, it didn't really keep going last year, and I just haven't had the time to join it this year. But I can definitely say Pay It Forward was a fun club to just spread encouraging notes. We would always throw parties like Christmas party, and we would make blankets for like an orphanage, and then we would just write notes and put them on lockers and in the bathroom. And Key Club, same thing. I was in it freshman year, but then COVID hit, and I just haven't had like time to join it. But Key Club, basically the same thing. We just we did like the bell ringing, and then Kickapoo actually owns a street, and we would go and I think like twice a year we'll just clean up all the trash on that street to make sure it's like a just for the environment. And
yeah, that's cool. So some clubs I think would be fun to be involved in, again, are Pay It Forward. Also Ping Pong Club. So whenever I moved to my new house, the old neighbor, which was my best friend, left the ping pong table. So, I've been getting into it with my dad.
Nice.
So it's pretty fun. I haven't won it yet against him, but I think it would be really fun to do like tournaments and stuff in Ping Pong Club here at school. Me and my friends like to goof off and do it, but I think it'd be fun to learn the actual rules. And also I want to join FCA sometime.
Yeah, that's the same thing for Ping Pong Club. Ping Pong Club sounds actually so much fun. Like, me and my dad, we play it every single night, and I have just, like, excelled because of tennis. Same thing, just different, smaller ball and smaller paddle. And so I love playing ping pong. I think that would be a fun club to just like join and do after school.
Yeah.
And so moving on, what kind of clubs do you find most interesting?
Well, I mean, except for ping pong club, one of the ones that I find interesting would be the physics and astronomy club. I'm like not skilled at science at all, but I find astronomy intriguing because it's like what is beyond what we can see, we can learn about. If someone enjoys sports, what are some sports that you would join?
Yeah, that's a very unique club. I actually haven't really learned about that, but that would be a really like fun club to join. So here's a list of all the sports we have at Kickapoo. So I'm just gonna list them off: tennis, swim, cross country, soccer, golf, basketball, volleyball, softball, baseball, wrestling, and track. And so I do tennis. Swim sounds really fun. I have a lot of friends that have been doing swim, and they've been enjoying it. I have a lot of friends in cross country. I think cross country would be really like a fun club to join, but
It
it's
is.
a very demanding.
Yeah, it's
Like-
so hard. You
Yeah.
wake up every single morning at 5 and run 20 miles.
Yeah, and they have to do off season too, so it's not just like a fall sport. It's fall, spring, summer. Yeah.
Yes.
And so that would be really hard. Soccer, I played soccer in middle school all 3 years, but this year, freshman year, I just didn't really think I could do that, so I just didn't do that. Golf, I don't really know much about golf.
Well, my friend is this year. She was a freshman on varsity,
Oh.
and she was really good. I think she enjoys golf a lot, and I can say that the coaches are really nice because she talks a lot about them, and I actually have Coach Drain for physics next semester, and I think I'm excited to have him for
Nice,
physics
nice,
because
nice.
I've heard he's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah, and for the boys golf, my brother picked golf up during quarantine because it was like the only outside sport you could play, and so he has done so just excelled in golf. And the boys coach is super nice. He texts them like once a month or twice a month, and texts them like how's it going. It's super nice. I would take like benefit of the nice weather, like go outside and stuff like that. So I would say both golf girls and boys are super coaches are super sweet. Basketball and volleyball. Last year they had a really good team for basketball, and so
Yes.
yeah.
They're very skilled,
Mhm.
and I can tell you that my friends who do basketball, they're very hardworking. It's a commitment, but I think they enjoy being in shape like throughout the year because a lot of my friends are doing softball during the fall and of course summer, but then they do basketball in the winter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really cool. So that means you can do like multiple sports because
Yeah.
there's tons of fall sports,
Yeah,
and
a lot of
basketball is like one of the only like winter sports that you that you can join. Of course, there's off-season weights and stuff like that will help you stay in shape.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, so did you say you played softball?
Yeah. So I played softball this year. I've played it for a pretty long time, but this was my first year being on like a school team. I really loved being involved in the team this year. The girls were super nice, and the coaches are like amazing. They really encourage you to like push your mental game as well as your physical game, which helped me a lot this year. All the girls were super nice, and I look forward to next year's season because I think there's a lot in store for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about your experience in tennis?
Yeah, so I kind of already mentioned like how I was on varsity, but it was so much fun to play tennis with everyone on the team, and just the whole team was very welcoming to everyone and made like every overnight trip that we had was an adventure with them, of course, and it was just really fun to see like the seniors and the freshmen get along, because I feel like in the past there's always that rivalry where it's like, well, like you're a senior, so like you seem pretty scary, like stuff like that. But tennis season, we were all just like came together as one and just like encouraged each other, whether it was on varsity or like JV. And there were a lot of girls, freshman girls that tried out this fall for tennis that were new to the sport, and it was fun to like coach them and watch them improve so much from not picking up a racket to their last game like winning it, and just like watching them feel so comfortable playing the sport, and it was really cool to watch them do that.
That's really cool. So I can tell you one thing that the upperclassmen that I've seen, that being involved really like benefits. So what would you say, like how does being involved like impact your like school career as to if you weren't involved?
Being like involved with all the sports just helps you stay on top of things, because sometimes like when you're more busy, you actually have to like schedule stuff and get your homework done, and you're just like a lot more scheduled, and I think that's important. But then like with the community, it's just important to just be with people that do the same thing as you, and like you can have things that you can relate to. And it's also like chief mentors and KQU are great for like college resumes and just like transcripts and stuff like that, just to have. And a bunch of colleges are looking for like how committed you are, and it's like a great way to just say that I was involved in so many clubs. And it's just a fun thing to do outside of school, even though it's still in the school building. It's just a great way to get your mind off of like all the tests in school and things you have, and it's a fun break to take from the school. And so
and I think I would also add that like if you join different clubs, you can make friends from many different clubs instead of one thing that you're involved in. Like if I was only in softball, or if I was only in Youth Alive, I wouldn't meet the other people that I have met. So that's another thing I think that I just realized.
So we hope this encourages you to get involved at Kickapoo and stay connected to your classmates. Thanks for listening. Signing out, it's Kelsey and
Evelyn for Chief TV.